How did you deal with being a kid actor? You started at what age?
10.
Damn, dude. Loved it right out of the gate? Mom put you in?
I kind of put myself in. I started doing stand-up in New York when I was 9 years old.
I'm the son of a single parent. I was born during the Great Depression. My mother's...
That's how I got it.
I don't know why I was so surprised.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I mean, I did it, it was I was kind of a circus act and kind of good at it. And I read in Backstage magazine, there was this guy, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Elon Gold's father, Sid Gold, had a kids agency called Gold Star Entertainment. And he repped kid comedians.
Kid comedians.
Yeah.
That's a great name for a comedian. Kid comedian.
That is good.
Wow.
It's like Kid Cudi, but sadder. I don't know what it was. I think at 17, which was when I started losing weight, I was like, oh, you missed it. Like, you kind of lost out on a good part of your teenage years.
Wow.
And because it wasn't for lack of, I was on, a TV show, so there were opportunities to go out and be included in like parties and whatnot. I just wouldn't allow myself because I wasn't comfortable.
Damn. And you weren't comfortable. But how were you so comfortable? Because you were a beast on the show, dude.
I've read about prison, and it ain't fun.
Like, and I know you know that, and you're going to be humble, but like, even just being a fan of it, but then like rewatching stuff, dude, I have a enormous amount of respect for anyone, first of all, that's kid acting like that. But like, I feel like there's way less great kid actors than there are of ones that really step up to the plate. But you just were like dialed in, dude, and fearless. And so it makes sense that you were doing comedy, or at least had the balls to try it, because like you're making big choices and you're grounded. Pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I loved it. I felt free in those moments. But really I was like following the people that I loved, right? So there was a place for the chubby funny guy, like especially, and at 14, where do you see another industry? Certainly don't see it in sports. You don't even really see it in traditional acting, because in the 90s it wasn't like, maybe you had John Goodman to look up to.
Sure.
But if you were funny, you had John Candy, you had Chris Farley, you had Belushi, you had like these guys. And then here's, I'm on this show, Drake and Josh, and it's like, you've got like the straight man and you've got me being the funny guy. I'm like, oh, this dynamic works. Like I'm fulfilling a equation here.
Sure.
Like I fit.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was sort of living up to this thing that I'd always wanted.
They didn't lean into the, sorry to use the word lean in talking about the fat self, but they didn't like try to really hammer, like there weren't a ton of like fat jokes or scenes. Yeah. There were?
No. There were, the creator of the show is heavy, like, has been very heavy. He was a sort of an actor before he became a writer. And so I think in certain ways they were sensitive to that, and also to the credit of the show and the writers who like all went on to like work for Chuck Lorre and like do like big fancy like high level sitcoms. Yeah. So they weren't just like kid show writers. Like Neil Brennan's first job was a writer on All That.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it was like it could be a training ground for like great writers.
Yeah.
Proper like powerhouse writers.
Yeah.
And they knew that was hack bullshit. Like if they go for the fat joke, it was just easy, hacky.
Gotcha.
There were some good fat jokes. I remember once, there's one of my favorite jokes of the show was this girl gives me a t-shirt and it's massive. And I'm like, it's like a tarp. And I'm like, is this for me or an SUV?
Funny.
Like, and I'm like, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But anything like that was easy, they wouldn't do.
Well, that's smart on their part, because they want you to be as comfortable and confident as you should be.
Yeah.
To do your thing. How were kids? Did you get teased? Was it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was there? Yeah.
Oh, I got crushed.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Crazy. Kids are just so fun. Me too, man.
The meanest.
And I don't think they truly know the impact, but they know what they're doing.
And they'll say it right. Like, you hear people like, who did like Louis C.K. or I think like I had Logan Paul on my podcast, and these people who go through like, you know, this incredible sort of cancellation. And I remember Logan said, you know, not a single person has ever said a thing to me like to my face. You know, he's like, even like at my lowest time where I was like really, you know, paying for something incredibly dumb that I had done, he's like, the internet was ripping me to shreds, but no one ever came up to me and was like,
wow.
But when you're a kid, no kid doesn't feel comfortable till you write to your face that you
have a dumb fucking fat face.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way. You're like, oh God.
Ouch.
Yeah.